lot of you rap up out here, man. Can't do no shows. Ain't save no money. So guess what? I'ma come say today.
Well, you know, he labeled himself as the king of Memphis, and we both from Memphis. I just took over the city of Memphis, came through with that new wave, new sauce.
When Yo Gotti's brother, Big Juke, lost his life outside that Memphis funeral in January 2024, everything changed. The streets instantly started whispering, some saying it was connected to Young Dolph's crew seeking payback, while others dropped shocking claims tying Moneybagg Yo to the setup. Could CMG's biggest name have turned on his own blood? What really went down that day? Let's break it down. That cold January morning in 2024 hit Memphis hard. The moment word spread, the hip-hop world lit up with chaos and confusion. Memphis, Tennessee, already a city carrying deep scars from years of rap beef and street pain, was facing another heartbreak that nobody saw coming. Anthony, aka Big Juke Mims, the respected big brother of Yo Gotti, was taken out in what investigators later described as a planned and targeted attack. This wasn't random. It was a move that felt organized, intentional, and bold enough to shake the whole city. Every neighborhood was talking. Every artist was asking, who could have done it and why? This wasn't just another tragedy. It was personal, shocking, and deep.
So Yo Gotti's brother, Big Juke, went on live and basically clowning Young Dolph, man, and basically telling, if you don't want to f up your bag, come sign the CMG. Nah, y'all collected souls over that. I ain't with it. No, bro. But this is sad, man.
The situation had everyone on edge, with fans and insiders questioning every detail. And here's the thing, Big Juke wasn't just Yo Gotti's brother. He was one of the main power players behind Collective Music Group, better known as CMG, the label that's practically running Memphis rap right now. He was the one making big connections, spotting new talent, and helping artists rise to the top. We're talking about him being key in helping names like Moneybagg Yo, Black Youngster, and Glorilla build their empires, and you can bet his influence was everywhere. He didn't chase fame like his younger brother Gotti, but don't get it twisted. Big Juke was a boss behind the curtain. He was calling shots, organizing moves, and helping shape the sound that's putting Memphis on the global map. Every beat, every breakout artist, his energy was in the mix. Now picture this. Saturday afternoon, January 13th, 2024. Big Juke showed up to what was supposed to be a calm and respectful event, a funeral repast for local figure Eric E. Allen at the Perennial Restaurant and Event Center. People were there to mourn, to show love, and to bring the community together in peace. But what was meant to be unity took a sudden dark turn. Something unexpected went down, flipping the whole scene upside down. Authorities, including federal investigators and Memphis police, have been working ever since to piece together exactly what happened that day.
So, man, hey, y'all, I'm finna start a GoFundMe, man, because I know a lot of you rap up out here, man. Can't do no shows. Ain't save no money. So guess what? I'ma come say today. I'm gonna come pay you rent if y'all got somewhere to stay.
And the streets are still buzzing with questions and rumors that haven't been put to rest. According to the first reports from Memphis police, things took a shocking turn that afternoon. Out of nowhere, gunfire broke out while Big Juke was standing outside the event venue. Chaos hit fast. Investigators confirmed this wasn't some random street incident. This was clearly planned out and aimed directly at him. Officials stated from the start that this was a targeted attack, not a coincidence. Whoever was behind it came prepared and acted in broad daylight, showing serious confidence. It was a bold and calculated move, the kind that makes it clear this wasn't done by beginners. Big Juke was struck several times during the incident. A close friend who was with him also got injured, but managed to pull through. Sadly for Big Juke, the injuries were too severe. He was rushed to the hospital, but despite all efforts, he didn't make it. The news hit hard. His family, the CMG team, and the entire Memphis music community were left heartbroken and stunned. And just when everyone thought answers might come fast, things got even more confusing. Memphis police soon released surveillance photos of what they identified as the possible getaway vehicle, a white Ford Explorer. Witnesses at the scene said they saw that same white truck speeding away from Perineon right after the incident. Police released those images, hoping someone would recognize the vehicle or drop a clue that could help track down whoever was responsible. But here's the real issue that's been holding this case back since day one. That vehicle caught on camera didn't have any visible license plate, no clear markings, nothing that could help investigators trace it through regular methods. It's like it appeared out of nowhere and vanished just as fast.
He reached out, you know what I'm saying? Like Big Bro, really like my mentor, tell me what I should do in situations. And he just really showed me the way.
And this is where things start to get frustrating. As of August 2025, more than a year and a half since Big Juke lost his life, the Memphis Police Department still hasn't publicly named a suspect. Not one arrest, not one confirmed lead, not even a person officially questioned that the public knows about. It's been labeled an active investigation, but from the outside looking in, it's hard not to feel like the case is stuck at a standstill. Officials have continued to reach out to the public, urging anyone with info to contact Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. Promising that people can stay anonymous and protected if they come forward. Still, the streets have stayed quiet. No new leads, no one stepping up with something solid. Now, as we roll into early 2026, things haven't changed much. Searching for updates on Big Juke's case turns up almost nothing. No fresh details, no major developments, and no justice yet. It's become one of those heartbreaking stories that seem to fade into the background, another tragic chapter in Memphis hip-hop history. When the facts don't come out fast, it leaves a big empty space, a vacuum. And in today's social media world, that space doesn't stay empty long. It quickly gets filled with talk, wild theories, rumors, and straight-up misinformation. That's exactly what went down after Big Juke's passing. The internet exploded with speculation, and the streets were buzzing non-stop. Social media pages and YouTube channels started dropping videos back to back, each one claiming to have inside info about who was responsible, what the motive was, and who might be next to face questioning. Some of these takes had small bits of truth mixed in. They touched on long-standing rivalries and tension that had been simmering in the Memphis rap scene for years. But others, they were clearly made-up stories designed just to grab attention and rack up views, rather than actually uncover the truth.
This case turned into a storm of online chatter, with everyone trying to connect the dots, even when those dots didn't match up. To really understand why so many rumors started flying and why certain names kept popping up again and again, you have to look at the bigger picture. Memphis hip-hop didn't get here overnight. This scene has been carrying heavy tension and rivalries for a long time. Big Juke's tragedy wasn't just a random event in a calm setting. This story had been building for almost a decade across Memphis. The city's rap scene, once known for its raw truth and powerful storytelling, started getting overshadowed by real-life conflicts that took things far beyond music. Since 2021, there have been more than a dozen serious incidents tied to rap rivalries, turning what used to be lyrical competition into something dangerously real. The hip-hop community in Memphis wasn't just dealing with tracks and diss posts, it was facing real tension in the streets. At the heart of much of that chaos was the long-standing rivalry between Yo Gotti's collective music group, CMG, and the late Young Dolph's paper route empire, PRE. This wasn't just about who ran Memphis or who had the biggest hits. It was personal, deep, and intense. That tension would eventually lead to heartbreak for multiple families and shake the city's rap community to its core. Young Dolph, born Adolph Thornton Jr., was one of the most respected figures to ever come out of Memphis. He built his own independent empire through Paper Route Empire and proudly stood on his own, refusing to fold under industry pressure. He was making big moves independently and inspiring a whole generation of upcoming artists to do the same. But tragedy struck on November 17, 2021, when young Dolph was tragically killed in broad daylight while stopping by Makeda's homemade cookies in Memphis, a spot he often visited to support local business. Surveillance footage showed two individuals entering the shop and opening fire, ending the life of one of Memphis's brightest stars. The investigations and upcoming trials connected to young Dolph's case would later uncover explosive details, information that many believe ties directly to the later loss of Big Juke years down the line. The more the facts surfaced, the clearer it became that these two stories were part of a much larger and darker web running through Memphis rap history. During court hearings in 2024 and 2025, prosecutors and several witnesses, including one of the accused men, Cornelius Smith, made some shocking claims. They alleged that Big Juke had offered a $100,000 reward for taking out young Dolph. And this wasn't just online gossip. This was sworn testimony inside a courtroom with real legal consequences for lying under oath. According to what came out during the trial, Big Juke was accused of working through a middleman named Hernandez Gavin, who allegedly helped organize the plan. There were also claims that money had been passed around for earlier attempts connected to people in Dolph's circle, including someone known in the streets as Paper Route Woo. Prosecutors even presented phone records that showed communication between several of the involved parties around the time of Dolph's passing. In court, the story that formed painted Big Juke as a key figure in the long-standing tension between Yo Gotti's CMG and young Dolph's Paper Route Empire, someone who may have helped push the feud beyond music and into dangerous territory. It sounded like the rivalry had gone from rap tracks and social media talk to something much more serious and costly. But here's the part that really got people talking. Big Juke was never officially questioned by Memphis police about any of those claims. Despite his name coming up in testimonies, he was never brought in for formal questioning before his own tragic passing. That timing had the whole city buzzing, leaving everyone wondering, was his passing connected to those explosive courtroom revelations? Was someone trying to silence a major link in one of Memphis's biggest rap rivalries ever? Just months after those courtroom allegations hit the public, Big Juke himself was tragically killed in what many described as a highly coordinated and professional-style attack. The moment the news broke, the internet went absolutely wild. Rumors, theories, and claims started flooding every corner of social media. It was chaos online, with people throwing out names, stories, and claims without a shred of real proof. And that's when the conversation took a wild twist. One name started popping up again and again, spreading like wildfire on YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere hip-hop fans talk, Moneybagg Yo. Now, to understand why his name even got mixed into this whole story, you have to know who Moneybagg Yo really is in this whole story. Born Demario Dwayne White Jr., he's far from just another rapper from Memphis. He's one of the biggest stars to ever come out of Yo Gotti's CMG label, signed directly by Gotti himself back in 2016. Before that big deal, Moneybagg Yo had been hustling hard for years, building a strong fan base with his unfiltered stories and smooth delivery that resonated with people in the streets. But once he linked up with Yo Gotti and CMG, his career skyrocketed. His sound got sharper, his image bigger, and his reach global. Hits like Said Some became instant anthems, blasting through every car speaker and club across the country. He went from being a Memphis local favorite to one of the most successful and influential artists under the CMG banner. So when his name started getting pulled into the chatter around Big Juke's case, it had the internet losing its mind, because it didn't just sound shocking, it hit way too close to home for CMG's inner circle. Moneybagg Yo worked closely with Yo Gotti for years, dropping multiple collaborations that showed just how well they vibed together. One of their biggest projects, Too Federal, proved their chemistry was unmatched, a powerhouse duo that knew how to run the charts and the streets at the same time. But beyond the music, Moneybagg Yo was always seen as a loyal member of the CMG family, someone who respected both Yo Gotti and Big Juke deeply. He often spoke publicly about how much he appreciated their guidance and mentorship, saying they helped him stay focused and move smart in the game. So when news broke that Big Juke had lost his life, Moneybagg Yo was right there showing love and mourning the loss like everyone else tied to CMG. He shared emotional tributes and expressed how much Big Juke had meant to him in the movement. But even with that public display of loyalty, social media wasn't buying the calm story. Almost immediately, videos started surfacing across YouTube with wild, attention-grabbing headlines. It was like the internet had gone off the rails overnight. Some creators even pushed claims that Moneybagg had something to do with setting up Big Juke, or that he was somehow tied to the getaway vehicle. Wild speculation with zero verified proof.
And these weren't small creators spreading rumors. Some of these videos hit hundreds of thousands of views, spreading unconfirmed stories to massive audiences. The comments sections went insane, with people debating non-stop and building their own conspiracy-style theories about what really happened. Suddenly, opinion turned into supposed facts, and the line between real news and online gossip disappeared in the blink of an eye. Once those wild claims hit social media, they spread like wildfire. The echo chamber effect kicked in fast. People saw the same rumors reposted over and over, shared in DMs, group chats, and comment sections, until a lot of folks started thinking there had to be some truth to it. The more the story circulated, the bigger they grew, twisting reality into viral entertainment. But when you actually check the real sources, official police documents, court records, or verified statements from the Memphis Police Department, plus reports from respected outlets like the Commercial Appeal, there's zero evidence connecting Moneybagg Yo to Big Juke's case in any way. No arrests, no indictments, no questioning, not even his name listed as a person of interest. There's not one credible law enforcement source that links him to the tragedy, period. The truth is, these online rumors came from a messy mix of hype, misunderstanding, and the usual noise that surrounds high-profile cases in the hip-hop world. When a situation like this happens, especially one as emotional and mysterious as Big Juke's passing, people start guessing and connecting dots that don't actually fit. And in a city like Memphis, where street talk travels fast and history runs deep, that speculation only grows louder. To really understand how Moneybagg Yo's name even ended up in these online conversations, you've got to look at the bigger picture, how Memphis street culture and rap culture overlap. It's complicated, it's layered, and it's something Moneybagg himself has spoken on publicly. In one interview, he kept it all the way real, explaining that Memphis is a city divided by neighborhoods and long-standing territorial lines. Those divisions don't just shape the streets, they shape the music too. And that's a key piece of understanding why names start getting dragged into drama even when there's no proof behind it. The history in Memphis runs deep, and so do the neighborhood lines. Yo Gotti hails from North Memphis, while Moneybagg comes out of South Memphis, specifically the Walker Homes area. And for years, those parts of the city didn't always see eye to eye. There was tension, pride, and long-standing neighborhood rivalries that shaped the city's culture, just like in many urban areas across the country. So when Moneybagg Yo decided to sign with Yo Gotti's CMG label, it wasn't just another record deal. It was a move that turned heads all over Memphis. Some people from his own area saw it as crossing a line, as if he was switching sides and teaming up with folks he'd never imagined him working with. That decision came with a price. Moneybagg Yo lost real friendships and close relationships over it. People he grew up with, his day ones, started to distance themselves, thinking he had turned his back on the neighborhood to join what they viewed as the other side. It created a lot of tension around him, not because of something he did wrong, but because of how deep the city's street politics run. But in his own words, Moneybagg Yo explained that signing with CMG was about growth, not betrayal. He said he made a conscious decision to chase opportunity, build a career, and focus on his future instead of staying stuck in the same cycle. He wanted to turn his story into success, and that choice never led to violence or major conflict. It just showed how complicated loyalty can look when music, money, and neighborhood pride all collide in one city. The truth is, Moneybagg Yo has always shown nothing but solid loyalty to Yo Gotti and the entire CMG family. Time and time again, he's spoken publicly about how Gotti mentored him, teaching him how to move smart, stay focused, and handle the pressures of fame without getting caught up in the chaos. He said that Gotti's guidance helped him avoid situations that could have easily derailed his whole career or even put his safety at risk. And here's what's important. There's no real evidence of any tension between Moneybagg Yo and Big Juke. No arguments, no disagreements, no falling out. Nothing that would even hint at a motive for him to be connected to such a heartbreaking and serious situation. Their bond under CMG was built on respect, not rivalry. Take, for example, the situation involving Memphis rapper B.O. Lil Kenny, also known as Kenny G. In late 2025, he was arrested after a high-speed chase through the city that ended with him being found hiding nearby. He faced charges like reckless driving, evading arrest, and possession. Serious accusations, but they had absolutely zero connection to Big Juke's case. Still, some videos online twisted unrelated arrests into clickbait stories, falsely claiming people were connected to the case involving Big Juke. Even Yo Gotti got dragged into fake headlines, with emotional old clips of him being edited and re-uploaded as if he was reacting to his brother's killer being captured. But every single one of those claims was debunked, proven false with no backing from law enforcement or credible sources. When you step back and really look at the full picture, the pattern becomes crystal clear. In the absence of real updates, people start filling the silence with their own stories. When the facts aren't clear, fake stories rush in fast to fill the space. And in a high-profile case like this, especially in a city like Memphis where hip-hop, pride, and street culture run deep, there's never a shortage of people ready to spread false information for clout, attention, or a quick payday. But behind all the noise, the real question still stands. What actually happened out here? Now that we've separated what's capped from what's confirmed, it's time to focus on the real story, the one backed by verifiable evidence and solid reporting from credible sources. Because while all those rumors about Moneybagg Yo being arrested are completely false, the true details surrounding Big Juke's passing and its possible connection to Memphis's ongoing rap conflicts are way deeper and honestly, far more complicated than any viral headline could ever explain. One of the most widely discussed theories about the situation draws from testimony and evidence presented during the Young Dolph court proceedings. During those court sessions, multiple witnesses and prosecutors claimed that Big Juke had allegedly offered a $100,000 payout for the planned attack on Young Dolph, marking the start of a dark chain of events that would shake the entire city.
This wasn't just random talk from the streets. This was sworn testimony delivered in court, complete with phone logs, witness statements, and documented evidence supporting what was being said. One of the accused men, Cornelius Smith, even testified that he had received payments from Big Juke for earlier failed attempts connected to members of Dolph's team, including one that didn't go as planned. These details painted a disturbing picture, one showing how the feud between Yo Gotti's CMG and Young Dolph's paper route empire may have gone way past music, possibly setting off a chain reaction that would later come full circle in the tragedy of Big Juke's own passing. One of the names mentioned in that courtroom testimony was Paper Route Wu, a known member of Young Dolph's crew. Witness statements painted a dramatic picture of Big Juke as someone who was allegedly coordinating aggressive moves against Dolph and his paper route empire team, working through middlemen like Hernandez Garvin to set plans in motion while keeping his own involvement under wraps. Now here's where things took a major turn. In August 2025, Hernandez Garvin was actually acquitted of organizing the attack that took Young Dolph's life. That was a huge development in the case, but the testimony mentioning Big Juke's alleged role stayed on public record through the official court filings. And that's where the timing becomes extremely important. Big Juke lost his life in January 2024, just as those courtroom revelations were starting to make waves both in the media and on the streets. The timing was almost too close to ignore. The moment this information started surfacing publicly, he was gone before authorities ever had the chance to question him about any of the allegations. That's why one of the leading theories surrounding his passing is that it was retaliation, payback from people close to Young Dolph or individuals loyal to him in response to Big Juke's alleged role in setting up that earlier tragedy. It's the theory that's gained the most traction among those following the case closely because it lines up almost perfectly with the timeline and the known facts. Even though it's deeply tragic, this version of events connects the dots between both losses. two powerful figures in Memphis hip-hop taken down within just a few years, both caught in the same storm of loyalty, revenge, and unfinished business that continues to haunt the city's rap legacy to this day. Everything about the timeline seems to line up: the motive, the timing, and the pattern of ongoing revenge-style violence that's haunted the Memphis hip-hop scene for years. It's a cycle that sadly continues even today. But as convincing as this theory sounds, we have to keep it real. It still hasn't been proven in a court of law. The Memphis Police Department hasn't publicly confirmed any motive connected to Big Juke's passing. They haven't named a single suspect, haven't made any arrests, and haven't announced anyone being officially questioned, at least not in any public statement. As it stands, the case remains unsolved, sitting in that frustrating space where speculation runs wild, but official answers are nowhere to be found. Until there's an arrest, a trial, and solid evidence presented in court, no one can say for sure what really happened or who was truly behind it. Everything else is just theory. And while some theories hold more weight than others, the truth still hasn't been officially confirmed. There are a few alternate ideas floating around, though they carry far less credibility than the revenge theory. Some believe Big Juke's passing might have been the result of unrelated street conflict, a personal situation that had nothing to do with the rap world, CMG, or the Memphis music scene at all. Memphis has struggled with high rates of targeted crime in certain areas, and sometimes tragic incidents happen for reasons completely disconnected from music or fame. Still, when you consider Big Juke's status, his role in CMG, and the timing of his passing coming right after all those shocking revelations in the Young Dolph trial, it's hard for most people not to connect the dots. Most people who really understand the Memphis scene agree. The random street violence explanation doesn't hold as much weight as the revenge theory. But before jumping further into speculation, let's take a step back and look at what's actually documented about Moneybagg Yo's past, because separating his real background from online rumors is key to seeing the full picture. One of the few confirmed incidents involving Moneybagg Yo and law enforcement happened on March 13, 2016, during a CD release party at the former Maserati Club in Mason, Tennessee. That night, officers with the Tipton County Sheriff's Department carried out a large-scale operation focused on tracking probation and parole violators, as well as preventing potential violence or illegal activity. During that sweep, a total of 28 people were detained, and Moneybagg Yo was among them. Reports at the time said the authorities confiscated several firearms, cash, and small amounts of controlled substances. They also noted that individuals linked to various street groups were present at the event. Moneybagg Yo was released shortly after posting bond and even shared photos online looking calm and unbothered, clearly confident that the situation wouldn't derail his momentum. In the end, no major legal outcome ever surfaced from that night, meaning the charges either didn't move forward or were settled quietly without serious consequences. What's important here is that this 2016 event is the only documented case publicly linked to him, and nothing since then ties him to any ongoing investigations or major crimes. Despite years of whispers and online claims, there's no record of Moneybagg Yo being involved in anything beyond that early incident. This all happened early in Moneybagg Yo's grind, before his major breakout under CMG really took off. It was the kind of situation not uncommon for artists who come from tough environments, where the line between the streets and success can get a little blurry. Then, in August 2017, another serious event went down. Moneybagg Yo was traveling in a black Sprinter van on his way to perform in Newark, New Jersey, when an incident occurred involving the vehicle while it was parked at a New Jersey Turnpike rest stop. Two people traveling with him were hit and needed medical attention, but thankfully both survived. Moneybagg Yo himself wasn't harmed. He made it out safely, though clearly shaken up. Police questioned him at the scene to understand what happened, but he wasn't detained or charged with anything. Authorities never publicly identified any suspects or made arrests in connection to the incident. From what was reported, it appeared Moneybagg Yo was the intended target, not the aggressor. Fast forward to January 2026, and things took another unexpected turn online when fellow rapper Finesse2Tymes made public claims that Moneybagg Yo had allegedly tipped off law enforcement, leading to a Texas drug arrest. But here's the key: there's no evidence backing that claim. No paperwork, no police reports, no charges. It's purely online talk with zero verified proof. and Moneybagg Yo hasn't faced any legal fallout connected to those accusations. When you compare all this to Yo Gotti's own documented history, you can start to see the full picture. These moments don't define Moneybagg Yo's career. If anything, they highlight how often his name gets dragged into controversy just for being part of the CMG circle. Yo Gotti, who grew up in the Ridgecrest apartments in North Memphis, has always been upfront about coming from a rough environment. In old interviews, he's mentioned facing legal trouble when he was younger, including run-ins tied to fights and weapon possession, experiences that shaped how he carries himself today. But the most widely reported case involving Yo Gotti came on November 29, 2010, outside Level 2 nightclub in Memphis. That night, a verbal argument between Yo Gotti and another rapper, OG Boo Dirty, spiraled into a huge altercation that ended with gunfire breaking out. 6 people were injured in the chaos, suffering wounds to the wrist, ankle, shoulder, and other areas. None of them fatal, but it was a serious scene that made headlines across the city. Police later issued an arrest warrant on Yo Gotti for aggravated riot, while OG Boo Dirty was charged with inciting to riot and aggravated riot. Several others connected to the fight were also arrested or had warrants put out for their involvement. Yo Gotti didn't run. He turned himself in as soon as the warrant dropped, showing he was ready to face whatever came next. By January 2011, all charges against Yo Gotti were officially dropped, clearing his name of any wrongdoing. The case ended without a conviction, adding another example of how Gotti has repeatedly found himself around serious situations but walked away legally untouched. What this really highlights is Yo Gotti's pattern. He's been close to drama plenty of times, but has managed to move through it strategically. Over the years, he's balanced that street respect with smart business moves, transforming CMG into a powerhouse label. He's built an empire out of what started in the trenches, managing to thrive in the gray area where street credibility and the corporate side of the rap game collide. The 2017 case involving Corey McClendon was later connected in reports to an incident in Los Angeles involving Young Dolph outside a hotel. A moment that once again showed how real the tension was between the camps of Yo Gotti and Young Dolph. It was another reminder that their rivalry wasn't just limited to music. There were real-life conflicts tied to their ongoing feud. To be clear, Yo Gotti himself was never charged in connection with that Los Angeles incident. But the situation added fuel to long-standing rumors about bad blood between CMG and Paper Route Empire. Over the years, there have been countless diss tracks, social media jabs, and street talk suggesting the feud ran deep, with speculation flying about who might have been involved in what. Still, none of those rumors have ever turned into actual criminal charges against Yo Gotti. His public record shows cases where accusations were dropped and situations where he walked away legally clear. Over time, he's managed to flip his story, going from a street-certified artist to a major business figure running a powerful label with chart-topping artists and nationwide respect. Now, when it comes to Big Juke, his background tells a very different story. Surprisingly, there's no record of Big Juke having any public criminal convictions or arrests before the Young Dolph situation came into the spotlight. In fact, he was mainly known for his behind-the-scenes work at CMG, managing artists, scouting talent, and helping guide the label's business operations. The only documented connection between Big Juke and law enforcement came later, when his name appeared in trial testimony during court proceedings related to Young Dolph's case. Witnesses alleged that he might have played a role in planning or funding the attack, but he was never formally questioned or charged before his passing brought that investigation to an abrupt end. There have even been reports of federal investigations touching certain CMG-linked activities over the years, but nothing directly tying either Yo Gotti or Big Juke to criminal charges. Over the years, there have been reports of asset seizures, including a $428,000 Bentley, possibly connected to federal investigations surrounding the Young Dolph case and other related probes. These developments only add more layers to an already complex and tangled situation, one full of unanswered questions and painful truths. Yet none of these investigations have led to any formal charges tied to Big Juke's passing or brought his family closer to closure. Yo Gotti, meanwhile, has stayed mostly silent when it comes to speaking publicly about his brother's passing. Instead, he shifted his focus to building his empire.
From expanding CMG to opening his restaurant Privé in Memphis to growing his portfolio with smart business investments. That silence makes sense though. What can you really say when the situation is this heavy? If the retaliation theory turns out to be true, it paints a heartbreaking picture, one where both sides of the feud ended up losing everything. It's a cycle of pain that keeps repeating, leaving behind devastated families, broken friendships, and communities still trying to heal from years of loss. This whole story is a reminder of how deep loyalty, pride, and revenge can cut when they mix with fame and street history. Nobody truly wins in the end. If you've been following this story and want to keep digging into what's happening in the Memphis rap scene, make sure you like this video, drop a comment with your thoughts on the case, and subscribe for more updates and real breakdowns on the stories shaping hip-hop today.